The second application is to predict the feasibility. Elegant diagram used to predict the feasibility of the reduction by one metal to another. See, now only I told that aluminum trioxide. I just taken the graph from the Elegant from your book textbook. See, listen here. Aluminum I have drawn here and chromium here. Which one reduce which one? Alumina is more stable than the chromium oxide. So lower located metal easily reduce the above located metal. So this can be understood by the next graph. Consider this graph, students. Already you come across this graph, isn't it? Carbon converted to carbon monoxide, and one more line I have drawn. FeO green line, isn't it? One more line I have drawn in the middle of the carbon monoxide graph. See, now you choose. Tell me the answer. Which one is the best reducing agent for reducing this iron oxide? Whether carbon or carbon monoxide. See, listen, you have to remember one thing. First, consider the low temperature. Which one reduced at low temperature? And if the temperature you can't find out means next, see which one located below the element. Listen, this is a equilibrium. Delta G is equal to 0. And below this iron oxide is located. See, this is 1000 Kelvin. At 1000 Kelvin, all the lines are meeting at one point, isn't it? This point is 1000 Kelvin temperature. Below 1000, the iron oxide can reduced by carbon monoxide. See, listen students. Below 1000 temperature, iron oxide is located above the carbon monoxide. So, carbon monoxide is the stable one and it can easily reduce iron oxide. But what about above 1000 Kelvin? But above 1000 Kelvin, iron oxide located above the carbon line, isn't it? Above the carbon line. So, above 1000 Kelvin, iron oxide can be reduced by carbon. So, mainly iron oxide reacts with carbon and convert into this iron and carbon monoxide. And iron oxide has the capability to react with carbon monoxide also. But anyway, which will be the best you have to choose, no? So, above 1000 Kelvin, carbon is the best reducing agent. You have to tell the answer like this. So, first listen the line where it located, whether it is above or below the equilibrium, and which element or which metal oxide is located below that particular metal oxide. So then you apply the answer. The following free energy calculation prove that our answer is correct. So listen, from Elegant diagram, first the equation is 2Fe plus oxygen, consumes oxygen and iron oxide is. For this, delta G value is minus 350 kilojoule mole inverse. This is the first equation. And next we are using carbon as a reducing agent. So carbon consumes oxygen, carbon monoxide forms. And the delta G value is minus 480 kilojoule mole inverse. Reverse the first reaction. You have to reverse the first reaction. So reverse reaction is 2FeO gives iron and oxygen. And for that the kg mole is, this equation delta G value is negative because reverse reaction. So minus delta G1 is equal to plus 350 kilojoules. So couple the reaction 2 and 3. Add this 2 and 3 reaction, reverse reaction, and the second reaction you have to add. See, listen, here I have added both oxygen cut and FeO plus carbon, the 2Fe, carbon monoxide is formed. And you add the delta G values also. So minus 130 kilojoules we obtained. See, delta G0 F for reduction of 1 mole iron oxide is delta G3 by 2 equal to minus 65 kilojoules. This is for 2 moles, no? So we have to calculate for 1 mole. By 2 means minus 65 kg moles. Now this shows carbon is the best reducing agent because the value is negative. Negative value proves that it is a stable one, carbon is a stable one than the carbon monoxide. And you can apply it for carbon monoxide gases also, and the value will be different. Limitations of Elegam diagram. So limitation, when we introduce the thermodynamic factors, that is delta G, the rate of reaction should be explained. But in Elegam diagram, the reaction is they carried out and the calculation of delta G and all done, but they didn't tell anything about the rate of reaction. So rate of reaction it could not explained, and the interpretation of delta G based on the reactant always in the equilibrium for all the equilibrium with the products. So equation should be balanced with the equilibrium, but this Elegam equation is not true for all the metal oxides. These are the two limitations. Rate of reaction is not explained, and the equilibrium always it is related with the equilibrium products, and the interpretation is not enough. So it's not true. These are the limitations of the Elegam diagram, and we are make a note of everything about Elegam diagram. Hope you all understood. So repeatedly watch the video, and repeated and regular practice only leads towards the success. So thank you, students.